You ever watch a movie and think, this is either genius or it's gonna haunt my dream entirely for the wrong reasons? That's Keeper, the new horror film from Osgood Perkins, the guy who clearly wakes up every morning and chooses unease. This one is a slow burn folk horror tale that pretends to be a haunted house story that slowly turns into something way weirder, like The Wicker Man meets Hereditary, but with more cake. We start the movie off with 4 women, covered in blood, screaming their lungs out. No context, no backstory, just instant chaos. It's like turning on a movie halfway through your worst nightmare. And then, title card. After that we meet our central couple, Malcolm and Liz. They move into Malcolm's old family home, which is just never a good idea unless you're ready to get possessed, haunted, or eaten. There's also a creepy nephew living next door, because every cursed property comes with a discount neighbors straight out of a true crime documentary. At first, everything is fine, your standard new house stuff, until Liz starts hearing noises during the day. Not during the night, during the day. That's when you know something is really off. Then there's this small subtle scene. Liz draws a heart in the condensation on the window, very cute. But then later on, while she's taking a bath, something else which we can't see draws the same heart on the other side of the window. Luckily for her, she doesn't see it, so there's no reason to freak out yet. Early on, there's this chocolate cake left by the caretaker of the house. Liz doesn't like chocolate, which she clearly states, but still she eats the whole cake. And while she does it, everything just looks off. During the first night, she goes downstairs, finds the cake again, and this time when she digs in, the cake is full of blood, but this doesn't hold her back and she just devours the cake. The atmosphere is chaotic and oppressive, the kind of horror that just makes you feel itchy while watching it. It's not about jump scares in this movie, just about pure dread. Then we see the girl that's dating the cousin wander into the woods, and as I expected, she gets dragged up the tree by something unseen. That's what I love about Osgood Perkins, he never shows too much too early. It is always about suggestion. Meanwhile, Liz is slipping into these hypnotic trances, face down on the table, scribbling in her notebook, apparently drawing the faces of the women we saw in the first scene. The visuals are unnerving, but what really gets under your skin is the sound design. This movie's sound design deserves its own award. There's this one scene where we have a combination of these thunderous drums, combined with angelic, high-pitched singing. It's jarring, it's beautiful, and wrong all at once. It feels like church music for demons. Then Malcolm has to leave the house. Something about an emergency, one of his patients almost dying. Classic move, leave your girlfriend in a house that is clearly a portal to hell. Alone now, Liz finds this locket in a creek in the woods, and of course she puts it on. Instantly she starts seeing these shadows in the trees as well, and they also follow her into the house where she keeps having these visions of dead people, eerie creatures, but when she looks twice they immediately disappear. Not long after, the cousin drops by and he almost forces himself into the house. He does it in a creepy, polite way, and he asks Liz to join him for a drink, which she agrees to but is definitely not down for. She locks herself into the bathroom, which turns out to be a great idea because we see the cousin was planning to probably kill her as he's walking through the house with a meat cleaver in his hands. This feels like a scene where something can jump out at any second, but it doesn't. He just keeps walking around the house, waiting, which is so much worse. Then things start to get messy, the cousin turns up dead, dragged across the floor by something we cannot see, and Liz starts hallucinating these corpses. Or maybe they are not hallucinations. There was this one scene that really creeped me out after this. She's on the phone asking her friend to pick her up because clearly she wants to leave by now. And behind her there's this tall mannequin-like creature with a neck that just keeps going, like inches and inches way too long. It is human enough to be recognizable, but wrong enough to make you want to burn your TV. Then Malcolm comes home and Liz starts asking all these questions which don't seem to add up. After which she runs away from Malcolm and hides in the bathroom. That is where she finds this picture with Malcolm, a different lady and 2 children. She confronts Malcolm and he immediately gets defensive and tries to explain the whole story. And now we find out the real truth behind Malcolm. Apparently him and his family are immortal, but immortality, as usual, comes with strings attached. Every so often these creatures, these long-necked humanoid abominations, they get hungry. And to keep them fed, the family sacrifices women. It's this twisted generational pact to keep the bloodline alive. And our friend Liz, she is next on the menu. This is where the movie fully dives into folk horror territory. Now it's all about ritual, sin, and the price of eternal life. Now we're getting to the final act. We see Liz getting chased through the house by these monsters into the basement, where we get our first real look at these creatures. And they are nightmare fuel. Pale, slimy skin, black eyes, slack jaws, and one with a plastic bag over her head. Like some sick parody of the women we saw earlier in the movie. They all start surrounding Liz, touching her face, giggling like broken dolls, and then Liz starts laughing with them. It's weirdly calm, but also quite unsettling, like she's finally joining their club. Then everything fades. We don't see Liz die, but we definitely do know that everything is not okay. Then we cut to Malcolm later that night, laying in his bed. He wakes up, hears something, and there it is. One of the long neck monsters slithering towards him, all jerky and wrong. Then we see this old pale man who looks like a shriveled version of Malcolm. He is hanging upside down from a tree, and we slowly see Liz emerge from the distance. She has been completely transformed, black eyes, blank face, holding the same cake from earlier in the movie. She feeds Malcolm the cake like some cursed domestic ritual, and then his head gets dunked into this jar of orange thick liquid after the movie fades to black. And that is Keeper. So was this movie good? Definitely. Was it scary? Not really. What Keeper nails is atmosphere. The cinematography is gorgeous, the pale color palette, the slow creeping zooms. It all feels deliberate, uncomfortable, and artistic. The monsters are some of the best I've seen in a while. Original, not overexposed, and grounded in something that feels ancient and unknowable. The sound design deserves another shout out. Those drum and choir sequences were spine-chilling in the best way possible. What the movie is not is terrifying. There are no jump scares in this movie. It's all based on atmosphere. No cheap tricks, it's psychological, it's slow, and it is more about discomfort than actual horror. And honestly, I respect it. But also part of me wanted Keeper to go a little bit further and really get under my skin, which it kind of fell short on. Still, it is very refreshing to see a horror film that doesn't treat its audience like a goldfish. It trusts you to be patient, pay attention, and to sit in your own anxiety for 2 hours. So here's where I land. Keeper is original, beautifully made, and unnervingly weird, but it didn't leave me terrified. It left me uneasy, which, to be fair, is probably exactly what Perkins wanted. My final score, a 6.5 out of 10. Creepy, stylish, and definitely worth your time, but maybe not a horror masterpiece some are calling it. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and be sure to let me know what cursed food you would still eat anyway. I will see you guys in the next video.